Hey friends, this is Sam from D-Life HD coming at you once again. Today I want to tell you about a new game that you may have missed, and that game is Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Now, if you're scratching your head at that title, don't worry. I'm here to tell you all about the game, so you'll be an expert by the end.
Switch it up, switch it up. I was a worker, had to upgrade to a boss. Used to live in the hood, but had to upgrade to a loft.
Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is a mashup of two famous puzzle games, Puyo Puyo and Tetris, respectively. And it's a sequel to the previously released Puyo Puyo Tetris 1. Now to give you a little bit of background on both series, Puyo Puyo was originally released in Japan in 1991 for the MSX2 and the Famicom. And in addition to the color matching combo racking gameplay, the series has always been known for its focus on story and characters. If you're interested in seeing where the story started, the arcade versions of Puyo Puyo 1 and 2 are both available in English on the Nintendo eShop for fairly cheap. And Super Puyo Puyo 2 is available in Japanese through the Nintendo Switch Online service. My first exposure to Puyo Puyo was through Hatsune Miku Project Mirai Deluxe, which was a 3DS game including a mode called Puyo Puyo 39, which featured classic Puyo Puyo gameplay. Puyo Puyo games have released outside of Japan as rebranded titles in the past, such as Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, but Puyo Puyo Tetris marked the first entry in the series that was marketed outside of Japan under the original title. Moving on to the other half of the game, Tetris is arguably the more well-known series the world over. Starting its life out in Russia in 1984, the first Tetris game was created for the Electronica 60. The computer featured no graphical interface, so the game was created using brackets, spaces, and other typeface. Many versions of Tetris have released since then, most famously, arguably, being the Game Boy version, which served as a launch title for the system. Today, you can play Tetris against 98 other players in Tetris 99, which is available to Switch owners with a Nintendo Switch Online membership. In 2014, the worlds of Puyo Puyo and Tetris came together for the first time in Puyo Puyo Tetris, a game that allowed players to face off, each playing their preferred game. It also featured new game modes that mashed up the gameplay of Puyo Puyo and Tetris, making for some brain-melting new puzzles. And a full story mode, reminiscent of the Puyo Puyo games. The game was localized outside of Japan in 2017 and released on PS4 and Nintendo Switch. I picked it up for the Switch and fell in love with it instantly. Now that you know the background of the series, that leads us back to Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. What does it have to offer that the first game didn't? Is it worth picking up? We'll answer those questions today. First off, let's talk about the story mode, as this is going to be the big appeal for those who have played the first game. Story mode consists of challenges, where you'll be required to play through many of the game's modes as you attempt to defeat opponents, reach a certain score, clear the screen, and so on. Missions allow you to earn up to 3 stars, depending on how well you do. Finishing a mission will never be too difficult, but earning 3 stars on all the missions is where the true challenge lies. Each mission is bookended by visual novel segments, featuring characters from the Puyo Puyo universe, and original characters created to represent the Tetris universe. The story acts as somewhat of a sequel to the first game, but you'll be absolutely fine if you're going in as a newcomer, as the story begins with giving the characters convenient amnesia to reintroduce everyone. The story mode is well worth your time, especially if single player games are your focus. It's the best way to experience all of the different modes the game has to offer, and the writing for the visual novel segments is top-notch hilarity. I found myself cracking up constantly and having a great time. Outside of the story mode, there are a plethora of other modes for you to try out, whether that be by yourself with computer players, with friends, or up against opponents all over the globe via online play. The Switch version of Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 benefits from the Switch's versatility, as it allows you to take advantage of all the multiplayer options in even more places. There aren't many games that make better use of the pass a Joy-Con to a friend gimmick the Switch is known for. I've tried it, and it's a blast. The main mode for multiplayer is Versus, which allows each player to choose between Puyo Puyo or Tetris gameplay and face off. Both styles have their advantages, so you can pick the one you're better at and feel good about your chances coming out on top. Now if you're confident in your Puyo Puyo and Tetris abilities, Swap Mode offers a challenge in which you swap between a game of Puyo Puyo and a game of Tetris, and have to manage both at the same time. Losing in one game causes you to lose in the other, so you have to stay on your toes. Fusion is a mind-bending mode where Puyos and Tetriminos rain down on the same board. You have to focus on both game modes at the same time, and it can be very challenging to keep it all straight. Definitely wait until you're good at both game modes to go into this one. There are several other modes that we won't go into, but all of them offer unique opportunities to flex your skills, and you can sink countless hours mastering each one. One last mode that we will cover is the brand new Skill Battle mode, which is completely unique compared to the other modes. In Skill Battle mode, you'll create a team of characters, all with unique abilities that can be used in battle. Characters can be leveled up as you play, so there's a bit of an RPG twist to the mode. Unlike normal gameplay, instead of the goal being to keep your screen clear, you'll be focused on getting combos to lower your opponent's HP meter. This can lead to some risky maneuvers as you attempt to rack up combos faster than your opponent. Creating a team and leveling them up to take advantage of their abilities really brought to mind Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Spirit mode, so if you liked that, you'll be right at home here. In addition to all the modes we've gone through, the game offers tutorials for all major modes, which is super helpful if you need to brush up on your skills. I found myself doing worse at Puyo Puyo than Tetris, so the tutorials for Puyo Puyo really helped me to feel more confident in both game modes. Another convenience is the option to jump straight into either Endless Puyo Puyo or Endless Tetris straight from the title screen. If you just want to pick up the game and play a quick round of either game, you can do it without having to worry about selecting a character or digging through the menus. And that about covers the extent of the game's offerings, which leaves us with one question. Is this game worth buying? Especially for those who have already picked up the first game. Well, that answer just depends on your situation. If you didn't play the first game, the answer is a resounding yes. You'll find plenty to enjoy here, even if you've never played Puyo Puyo or Tetris before. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is great for people who just want to play single player, and it's great for parties. At $40, it won't break the bank either. Now if you've played the previous game, whether the sequel is worth it is up to you. If you loved the first game for the story mode, you'll have plenty to enjoy with the sequel. If you enjoyed it for the multiplayer, less on the new side, so you'll have to decide if skill battles and the small refinements to the gameplay are worth it to you. If you were a big fan all around of the first game, you can't go wrong with upgrading to the new game. Personally, I fall into that category, and it's given me plenty of reasons to jump back into the series. Of course, if you have any more questions about whether or not it's worth it, just feel free to leave your questions in the comments, and we'll get back to you. The last thing I want to discuss before we wrap this one up is the game's performance on the Switch. Fortunately, you won't be seeing many hiccups in performance given the rather simplistic nature of the art style and the gameplay. I noticed occasional frame drops in the menus, but the game stays stable during the gameplay. One note I will make though is that the Switch's controllers are not suitable for seriously playing this game. One little mistake can cost you the game at high levels of difficulty, and the Joy-Con controllers can often cause those mistakes. Even the Pro controller's D-pad can frequently miss input, which can lead to frustration. If you're planning on getting seriously invested in the competitive side of this game, consider picking up a more reliable third-party controller with a good D-pad. You'll thank yourself. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is available now for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. All gameplay footage for this review was captured on the Nintendo Switch in docked mode. Thanks for tuning in today for our discussion of Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. If you made it this far, leave us a comment saying whether you prefer Puyo Puyo or Tetris. And make sure you're subscribed to us here at DLife HD, where we release new videos like this almost every day. And check out our super cool Twitter account where we post gameplay and discuss the latest releases. Once again, my name is Sam, and if you like hearing my voice, you can come hang out with me on Twitch where I stream regularly. Link to that in the description. Until next time, my fellow designers, make sure to always stay one up. Peace out.